Algeria, only for it to be ruled out for offside, correctly so. And then she was sent off after a VAR review for a challenge on Algeria's goalkeeper Chloé Ungazi, catching her in the face with her boot despite trying to pull her foot back, but nonetheless that was deemed enough for her to leave the pitch. And she has certainly made her mark at this tournament and very much identified herself as a player to watch for the future. Plays her football in Denmark with Nordsjælland. Aisha Fofana is being told to move away by Boy Hawkler. Boache. It's going to be an Ivorian head that gets that away. Here's Ruth Grace Seri. And Diakite to Anastasie Bailly. He's asking a lot of Connaught. Santewa, thankfully back up. Dua. Kujo. As far as the goal scorer. Diakite only finding Boy Hawkler, who switches it out to Princess. Ghana on the charge, and Princess unable to hit the target, but really nicely found by Chantal Boy Hawkler. An early strike from Princess. A second opportunity of the game so far. She's had both the Black Queen's chances. Never troubling Connaught. But a lot of space out on their left-hand side. Boache. Bonsu. Boache again under pressure from Connaught, and a little push in the back on her as well. And Ghana will have the free kick. This is her 6th Women's Africa Cup of Nations tournament, Portia Boache, that she's played in here in Morocco. Well over 100 caps. Her debut back in 2010. Despite that, she has never played at a Women's World Cup. Ghana have had a pretty unfortunate record at times because they've regularly finished 3rd in this tournament, which is normally enough to get you through to the Women's World Cup as a qualifier. It's just they always do it in the years when there is not Women's World Cup qualification on the line. For example, they were 3rd last time around here in Morocco, but as I said, it wasn't a Women's World Cup qualifying campaign. Fofana, crudely brought down by Boache, who may well find herself going into the referee's notebook, and does, and deservedly so. Well, Fofana is rolling around on the floor. No hesitation either from the assistant referee. the official in the middle herself. Aisha Fofana back up on her feet, the 25-year-old. Certainly took a clattering in that challenge from Boache. It is a humid day here in Casablanca. Rather sticky. Hasn't been as hot as some, but feel the humidity certainly. Ghana with 68% possession so far. Ivory Coast with the lead. Can they double it as we approach the half hour? Omani, who's already won a penalty, can she now help a second? Into the middle it goes, and it was Diakite who came in, the centre-back. Unable to make use of it. Boadua. Dispossessed in the centre of the park by Dagba. Elo. Cut in her tracks by a combination of two Ghanaian players, including Simon. Diakite. And to Yapo. Good possession from the Ivorians. Amani. Kouassi. Connaught back to Kouassi. This is nicely done. Fofana, two in the middle, and now three with Connaught coming in. Unable to get on the end of it. Really nicely worked down this right-hand side by the Lady Elephants. Boadua gets her foot on the ball, but it's adjudged to have fouled Bayi. One of four players with ASEC Mimosas, the famous side in Abidjan. The runners-up in last year's CAF Women's Champions League. Another player goes down in the area for Ivory Coast. Seri it was. Masantua. Stella Nyameche into Boadua. Simon. Tussling with Elo. And that'll be a Ghanaian free kick. Yamache, the player brought into the side today for her first start of the tournament. Just the one substitute appearance up to now, which lasted less than 20 minutes for the 20-year-old. And she is Yamache. Boache delivers. Here's Seri. Seri puts a lot on that. And just gives the ball back to the Ghanaians. A centre up. Space on this right-hand side, and here they are. They're in behind the Black Queens. Two in the middle. Boadu is one of them. And that's an important intervention by Diakite. Well, the offside flag went up in any case, but she wasn't to know that. A fraction too early, but that was promising for Ghana. Diakite, who plays football in Turkey with Fenerbahce, 31 years of age, using her experience and know-how to cut off the supply line to Boadu. Hello. Going one way, then the other. And she's done well to win the corner. Chinking, twisting, turning. The Valencia player. Amani with the delivery, very deep, but unable to head it back in. Boy Hawker away. Santawa getting a word from the referee. Bjorkegren described the failure to beat Malawi in Sunday's quarter-final. It's possibly the worst feeling I've had in 20 years of coaching. I'm feeling so much for this team. I really wanted to help them go to the first World Cup in 20 years. And we felt we had a good chance to do it. We just didn't perform well enough. Well, we do, of course, have this opportunity today. We've called the game one of the most important in Ghanaians women's football in 20 years. Did trail, lead early on, but not for long. Said they have found goals hard to come by, Ghana. In their 4 games here, they've scored 4. And until kickoff today, conceded 4. That's up to 5, of course. Ivorians far more offensive in attack. That's a good ball into the middle, but far too close to Conlon. Not being attacked either. The Elephants with their 10th goal of the tournament this afternoon. And they've spread it around as well. Santiwa. He's not going to get on the end of that. Hello. And again, hello. Well read by Boache. Skips past one and then another. Into Boadu. Inside the fullback. This is promising for the Black Queens. Yamache looking to play it towards Princess, unable to find her. Boache. Oh, the centre-back rolling back the years. She did used to be a forward, of course, and she has stayed very, very high. And I I think once again the offside flag. It's gone up. Because Nyameche went a little early. Well, that was a free kick in a really good position for Ghana. Nyameche using all her experience in winning it. Nice first touch from Elo. She's got space on this right-hand side. There are two coming forward. One of them's Kouassi. Fofana overlapping. Here is Fofana. Into the middle it goes, and striker goal. Well, is that going to be a goal kick or a corner? It's going to be a goal kick in the end. Bursting in was Connor. Just asked a little bit too much of the fullback here with this pass. I don't think it needed that much weight. Well, she did well to read at the Ivorian goal scorer, but a very tight angle in the end. But they haven't created too many opportunities at all since their goal from the penalty spot. That was very much the best of them for the Lady Elephants. To Boache, based in the Democratic Republic of Congo with TP Mazembe. African champions now in both women's club football and the men's game at multiple titles. Asantewa. Now to Nyameche. He's switched flanks, well that looks like handball. It is indeed. Oh, Fofana's going to go into the book for that, and that seems harsh. Let's have a look. Played into the middle. I think she was possibly trying to get her arm out of the way. I said it was Fofana. It's actually who's gone into the book. Either way. Tough caution. So Nyameche standing over this. So too Boache. Nyameche scored at the last WAFCON in the semi-finals when giving Ghana the lead against Morocco, only for the Black Queens to go down on penalties. She's 20 years of age. Your youth take this over the experience of the evergreen Boache, who has taken countless free kicks at this tournament so far for Ghana. You would think it favours the right footer. Up steps Nyameche into the wall, and then Princess again, and they got a touch and given as a goal kick. I thought the goalkeeper got a hand on it. Princess again with an effort on goal. I think a judge to have fouled in the moment preceding her getting her shot away. There's a Garnet supporter very keen that was a handball somewhere in there. But the foul has been given. Flicked on by Dagba. Princess. amateur football in the Netherlands with PSV Eindhoven, where she joined just a couple of months ago. Playing at Bay FC in the United States last year alongside Asisat Oshoala of Nigeria, of course, and Zambia's Rachel Kundananji. That's the world's most expensive player, so keeping some decent company. Involved in this game, but yet to deliver a moment of quality. But she's had all three of Ghana's chances. Asantua goes down. The sportsmanship is very evident as Dagba apologises for the foul. Princess. Simon overlapping. Santua back to the Ghanaian winger. It's not the best clearance at the back from Diakite. And Bayi comes over to mop up. Oladua is going to get some treatment as well. Based in Israel is the 23-year-old with Hapoel Katamon. Scored a lovely goal against Cape Verde. It was a really nicely taken lob with the outside of her right foot. There wasn't much in that at all. Have a look. She just pulled up all by herself. To indicate no problem. I wonder if she'll be able to continue. She was Ghana's Women's Player of the Year a couple of years ago. A couple of years before that, she was nominated for CAF's not just Player of the Year, but also Young Player of the Year. I wonder if she's going to be able to come back out for the second half, Doris Boadua. Substitutes warming up, particularly Evelyn Badu, who's seen a fair amount of playing time here so far. So currently Ghana playing with 10 as we approach half-time. Boy, Hawkler went down and thought she had got the free kick. Instead, it's gone the other way for the England-based player. Plays football in the second tier in England with Nottingham Forest. Just muscled off it. Montsu away. Still Boadua receiving treatment. And I think the substitute is indeed going to be happening. And that is the race run for Ghana's number 9. And it will indeed be Evelyn Badu who's going to come on. Fofana down the line, and that's promising into Kouassi. Kouassi skipped past Boache into the middle, it goes, and a touch came in from a Ghanaian that took it into Conlon's hands. Good defensive work there by Kujo. Because just for a moment, Kouassi was away. 4 minutes of additional time. As As Badu, 23-year-old based in Canada, prepares to come on. That's loose from Ghana, and this is an opportunity for the Lady Elephants to get another shot away, but smart defending at the back from Dua. It's very much like she pulled her hamstring. Badu Aboa Dua. Hello. Too much on that again. So Badu is simply replaced Boa Dua in the centre forward position. Amani hustling and bustling, but the throw-in goes Ghana's way. Not the sight you want to see. I think that's going to be weeks rather than months for Boa Dua. Connor, Kouassi, just taking her time. Fofana. Getting a round of applause from the smattering of Black Queen supporters inside the Abizali Stadium. First time Ghana have played it with the tournament, despite playing all their group stage games in Casablanca, but they were all at the nearby Moulay Rashid Stadium. Ivory Coast have played here already, and they've won both of their games against the Burkinabe on match day 1 in their group, and then against Tanzania in the final game. Group B. And so far, they are on course to repeat the feat. Dua with just 20 seconds or so to go till the half-time whistle. So he tries the challenge, Asantewa. They're just asking for the ball, not coming her way, and that's it. Time's up, and a fairly tight opening period. Very much decided by that early penalty to the Ivorians, awarded in the very first minute of play. Just 45 or so seconds on the clock when Amani, the Ivorian captain, was brought down by Princess Martha, allowing Ines Kono to convert from the penalty spot. Princess had chances for Ghana's Black Queens, but unable to convert, which means it's advantage Ivory Coast at the break in Casablanca. At half-time, it is Ivory Coast 1, Ghana 0.
Free TV, digital TV for free. Brought to you by MBC.
Pressure. MMA is ruled by it. The ability to withstand it, and the will to create it. At EFC 137, 4 warriors enter the furnace. Bantamweight king Faiz Jacobs moves up in weight, hunting his second title.
Faiz Jacobs does it for Cape Town!
In his path, the undefeated Shadrack Yemba hunts his first.
I need a title. That's all I know.
Former champion Luke Michael returns to erase his title loss against the teammate of the man who took it from him.
Massive right hand!
JT Bura, a lot of talent, who must win to prove the promise he has always shown. 4 warriors, 2 fights, 1 word: pressure. EFC 137, September 10.
Afro Sport, your freedom of sport.
Half of the Women's World Cup qualifier between Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast and Ghana. Both sides having lost their quarterfinals at the Total Energies Women's Africa Cup of Nations Morocco 2026, which means they have a chance to find their way into the inter-confederational playoffs. The first phase of which takes place in November, December of this year, with the final phase 2 in February 2027. Well, what a start we had in Casablanca. Ghana had the kickoff, but look at this. Less than a minute on the clock. Bernadette Amani Kakunau going down under the challenge from Princess Marfo. And up stepped Ines Kono. 4 goals at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. And she was on target once again. Her 5th strike in Morocco. In the last few weeks, Cynthia Connon unlucky getting a hand to it. Unable to stop it. Then at the other end, Princess trying to atone. Couldn't find a way past Ocean Connon, the teenage goalkeeper, the 3rd choice for the Ivorians, brought in today after the number 1 was dropped. And the number 2 is injured. This is the only other chance the Ivorians managed to fashion in the half. Connon again. Played in by right back Aisha Fafana. And at the other end, well, strike from Princess Marfo, but I think her foul had already been spotted by then. So, very tight, really not much in it at all. Let's see what the second half brings at half-time in Casablanca. Ivory Coast 1, Ghana 0.
follow Hunorodo. Nigeria don't go digital with free TV. Over 100 channels they wait you. Sport, news, and better entertainment for your own language. No matter where you dey, whether for city or whether for village, the satellite signal they reach every corner of Nigeria from day one. No monthly payment again. Once you get Ogbonge free-to-air decoder, you don't win. This one, now our own national asset. Even from your phone, you feel watch out. Just download the free TV app and carry your TV go anywhere you dey go. Scan that code now or call 0700-388-7277. Free TV, digital TV for free. Brought to you by MBC. Free TV, digital TV for free. Brought to you by MBC.
From the heart of Africa come stories that lift the spirit, ignite hope, and celebrate who we are. Faith Stream brings you Africa's finest. Moving dramas that stir the soul, romances that warm the heart, thrilling adventures that keep you on the edge of your seat, comedies that unite us in joy, and true stories that inspire change. Every story entertains, but also uplifts. These films and series teach, heal, and spark conversations that matter. Stories that unite families, strengthen faith, and inspire communities to dream bigger. We celebrate Africa's rich cultures and tell stories rooted in hope, dignity, and truth, without ever compromising on quality.
TV, digital TV for free. Brought to you by MBC.
So the players, both teams, back out on the pitch. The referee too. Huddle, as we've seen so often at the grounds in Morocco over the last few weeks. Ivory Coast 45 minutes away from finishing first leg of a three-leg journey, if they are to make it to Brazil next year. They lead, in case you're joining us late, courtesy of a 4th-minute penalty from Ines Kono after a foul in the very first minute of the game on the Ivorian skipper Amani. Foul by that player wearing number 7 for Ghana, Princess Martho. Diakite. There's Ghana. Early throw. Dua into the middle. Bringing it away. Simon. Free kick spotted, and this will go Ghana's way. Wache and Yumeche standing over it again. It looks like it's going to be Yumeche. Dinked in, but the Ivorian boot on it. Simon tries to keep it alive for the Black Queens. Nicely worked onto her left, tries to get the cross in. Free kick goes Ivory Coast way. I think for an inadvertent handball. Diakite. Dua away. And Amani mopping up as she regularly does. And a fantastic season with Bayern Munich, winning the double, both the league and the cup. The 28-year-old. Princess. Simon loses it. Seri sent on her way, but too much to do. You've got a couple of goals in that extraordinary game in the group stage against South Africa. And the Ivorians took a 2-0 lead, and then Banyana, 2022 African champions, fighting for their life pulled one back with 20 to go and then got an equaliser in the 99th minute of the game to keep their dreams alive. Dreams that, of course, ended in the quarter-finals. And in just under 2 hours, they will go up against the defending African champions, Nigeria, for a place in the next round of this Women's World Cup qualifying series. Connaught spills it. Well, this is surely a chance, and it is. Well, will it count? I don't think it will. Well, Ghana had the ball in the back of the net very early in the second half. Connaught down on the floor. The Ghanaians protesting, feeling that nothing should have earned a whistle from the referee. And this is a big call. And that is the Ghanaian coaching staff. Well, let's have a look at this. Into the middle from Simon. Out came Connaught, who flapped at it. Knocked into the middle by Badu. Did she have two hands on the ball is the question. Swept home. This is the moment. That is the decision for the referee, or Stella Nyemeche, who turned it home. And she's still down on the floor, the young goalkeeper for Ivory Coast, who, as said earlier, was brought in because in the last game, Aramatu Diakite, well, she was questionable for both Algeria's goals, particularly the second one from Amira Oud-Braham from 35 yards out or so, which bounced in front of her. She went down very, very early, the Ivorian goalkeeper. And so he, Reynald Pedros, decided to make a change, and bravely, with his second choice goalkeeper injured, he brought in his third choice one. It's a big, big moment, this. How much control did she have on the ball? I'm not convinced she had that fully under her control, so well, I'm not the one, of course, making the decisions. As you can imagine, this is being looked at. A key moment in the first Women's World Cup qualifier of the day. At present, the goal ruled out. Did she have both hands on the ball and in control? She was just trying to get both hands on the ball when Badu got the touch that played it into Nyemeche. Tense moment as the referee, Akona Makalima of South Africa, waits instructions. Will she be sent to the screen, or will her on-field decision stand? Ghana obviously will be hoping against hope that they can find themselves level. They struggle to make clear-cut chances in the opening 45. This would be just the platform that they would need for the start of the second period. She has not given the goal. Well, some Ghanaian players were celebrating, thinking that she had, in particular Evelyn Badu, who played it across in the middle. But no. So the Ivorians escape. You can see the smiles on some of their supporters. And Connaught can breathe a little easier. Or will that give the Black Queens encouragement? Santua forward. Marnie back. Here is Connaught again. And it's going to be very interesting watching her over the next few minutes. She's just apologising for her defence because she knows she didn't quite get that pass right either. This is pressure like she's not known before. They're just 18 years of age. Well, look, the Ghanaians are still complaining to the officials on the touchline. Bjorkegren, who came in last time, guided Ghana to third. In the non-Women's World Cup qualifying year, they also finished third in 2016, which was another non-Women's World Cup qualifying year. Looking long after Badu, nicely taken on her chest. And then dribbles past one, still she goes, Badu. Just too much on it to Princess. Come on, storms out and gathers and then looks for Connaught. Boy Hawkler. Fofana with a header. Santawa. There's an Ivorian down on the floor, just outside the Ivorian penalty area, not spotted by the referee at present. Simon to Princess. And Princess adjudged to have fouled Elo. And you can hear a lot of heated, angry voices inside this stadium. Well, Fofana is still down on the ground, so there's going to be another hold-up in play. Arm across the face of Elo from Marfo. That's Fofana. She must have landed awkwardly, possibly on her arm, or I think it is indeed. You can see her left arm receiving treatment. Aisha Fofana. Well, as said, Ivory Coast have ever been to one Women's World Cup. It was in Canada 11 years ago. It didn't exactly go to plan. They played 3, lost 3, scored 3, conceded 16. Their introduction to the top tier of global women's football was a 10-0 thumping by Germany. Then they went down narrowly to Thailand by 3-2 before being beaten by Norway by 3-1. But 2 of their 3 goals were scored by a player who's on the substitutes bench today, Ange Nguesson, 35 years of age, based in Spain, with Tenerife yet to play at this tournament. He did play and score in the Women's Africa Cup of Nations way back in 2012. Will she see any action? And there's another player down, this time it's Badu in the centre of the park, and once again the South African official will stop the play. She scored the all-important goal in the final group game for Ghana, did Badu, against Mali, to ensure that Ghana what they needed to make it into the knockout phase. She's a former captain of Ghana's under-20 side as well, having led her nation with pride at the under-20 Women's World Cup. She is currently being the second Ghanaian player to be stretchered off the pitch. Boadua did not come back on. And her replacement, Badu, is now also being carried off. And she's sitting up instantly, and I suspect she's going to be just fine to continue. The former CAF Young Player of the Year, Badu. She's going to have to wait a requisite minute before she can come back on it. In the meantime, Boy Hawkler trying to get in behind the Ivorian defence. And that's a corner that she's managed to win. Who still waits as you see the strapping is applied. In it comes Princess with the header for the Black Queens, and she atones for her error. And Ghana are level in this Women's World Cup qualifier. And the player who conceded the penalty in the very first minute has brought her nation level. Really good header as well. Oh, she has had all the chances as Princess, and the teenage goalkeeper is beaten, headed down, and bouncing just in front of Connaught. Got a hand to it, but no more than that. And Ghana are back in this. Well, they thought they were just around 10 minutes ago, only for Nyameche's goal to be ruled out. They're now just before the hour. They are level. Game on. Badu is back on the pitch as well. Dagba. Fofana. For Seri. Trying to leave it from the keeper to Bonsu. Kujo. A little touch on that, so Ghana will have the throw. Simon forward to Princess. 3 chances in the first half, came to nothing for her. She will be delighted, the 22-year-old. To have converted. She was the first female graduate to ever come out of Ghana's Right to Dream Academy. She did turning 18 in 2022. Produced a host of players Right to Dream. And Kudos amongst them. He's been doing so for many a year. Ivory Coast forward, that's a really good strike and an excellent bit of defending as well. Not once but twice from Kujo, who got her body in the way. Her head the first time, her chest the second. Excellent defensive play by the 32-year-old Ghanaian midfielder. And here's Princess again. Free kick goes the Ivorians' way. Well, Kwasi it was who came in. Was the one on the chest. She blocked her previous one as well. Stood her ground, and as you can see, she put her arms behind her back as well to make sure that she wasn't at risk of giving a penalty. Kujo, who's based in the United States and has been for a long, long while. Have it all to do once again. Diakite, Seri. That, you can hear the screams from here. Nervously looking on, and then caught Fofana, who's Been in the wars a little bit today, the Ivorian fullback. Beaten by Buache in the first half. Now by Bonsu in the second. Picks this up. Seri. Dua takes it off her toes and looks to bring in Badu. Into Connacht. Well, if this is not decided at 90 minutes, there will be extra time. And if that cannot produce a winner, there'll be penalties as well. Santua, Simon, and Santua goes down. Just caught by Amani. Booked in the first half along with Bayi. Walking a tightrope, of course. Santua might just be reminding the referee of that. Kucho goes forward to a host of players entering the Ivorian area for Ghana. Bayi away. Dua. Well, they've still got numbers forward, Ghana, and they've got players over as well. Striker goal from Asantua. Well, she's asking for a handball. And then Ivory Coast break at the other end instantly. 2-on-2. Seri in the middle just overruns it. Well, it's gone on and looks angry with herself, but Amani with another chance for the Ivorians. Dispossessed. Badu. Nicely controlled and lovely turn as well from Badu. The referee has stopped play, and is that to look at a possible handball from Yapo, while the Ivorians living dangerously, the Ghanaians arguing the case because they think that Aboa Yapo handled this strike from Grace Asantewa. Well, was the ball hand in an unnatural position? Was it away from the body? Or was it fairly close to her body? Well, the game was broken up. Once again, Nakalima in communication with her VAR team. We've had a goal disallowed at the start of this half. We've had a penalty awarded in the very first minute of the game that was checked as well. It wasn't until the 4th minute that it was taken. And the Ghanaians, who trailed, could, as this game edges towards the final quarter, find themselves ahead. Well, I'm not surprised that she's asking the Ghanaian technical bench just to calm things down a bit. They have constantly been talking to the 4th official. I saw a member of the technical bench from Morocco issued a red card last night. Well, instantly she claimed it, Asantewa. She was certain it hit the hand, and I don't think that's under any doubt. The question for the officials, of course, is whether I said it was in an unnatural position. It was fairly tight to her chest. Certainly inside the area. She's bringing her hand towards her body. We wait, as we so often do, but a big moment again in this game. Tall figure, Bjorkegren. He's watching on, and he will be delighted to see that Akona Makalima is going to have a look at the screen, which tends to mean one thing. She's being shown the contact first. It might help if she got shown this in real time. Well struck by Asentoa. He scored in qualifying. That was for WAFCON. This is obviously for the Women's World Cup. It's a big call. She is understandably taking her time. Well, she seems to have made her decision. Penalty or not? It is indeed a penalty to Ghana. And it's at the very same end where Connacht gave the Ivorians the lead. Now it's a different Connacht. Oceane, not Ines, who will be tasked with trying to prevent a penalty rather than score one. So once again, the nerves, the tension. Could this be the goal that will take Ghana into the interconfederational playoffs? Well, there's going to be a substitution first. Can you imagine? As Josephine Bonsu waits to take the spot kick. This is surely an attempt to put off the penalty taker. Who knows? It's Ami Jallo, centre forward, with Asek Mimosas, who comes on. A midfielder who goes off. Bonsu for the Black Queens. Blasts it home. And Ghana, who were trailing, now lead. And they have got 20 minutes just under to hold on if they are to make it through to the next round of Women's World Cup qualifying. She took her time. She handled her nerves, and Connacht went the right way, but was nowhere near it in truth. Accomplished penalty, and look at that smile from Bonsu, based in Germany. And she'll be playing in the second tier next year after her club were relegated last season. She won't be thinking about that right now. And if your surname begins with B for Ghana, this football tournament in the last few weeks, you tend to find the back of the net. Boy Hawkler, Badu, Boadua, and now Bonsu as well. to add to an own goal in the very first game. And Princess's strike just before the hour. The pendulum swings. Nice turn from Kouassi. Stopped illegally. And the Lady Elephants will have a free kick. Yapo conceded that penalty. She's a right back by trade, the left back for the Ivorians, but right-footed primarily, but in the absence of other opportunities, a left back for Ivory Coast. She has taken up that position. That's the feeling of Reynald Pedros, who feels it is harsh, and understandably so, I would have thought. Took charge in January of last year. 54-year-old. He's won the European Champions League with Lyon in the past. But Africa has been his home in the women's game in recent years. Kouassi. The Ivorians needing a goal. Santewa. Space on this right-hand side. Nicely played and nicely found. Princess. Badu in the middle. Goes back to Boy Hawkler. Boy Hawkler with the strike. Yapo with the block. Hello. And again. Seri, so much space out on the right-hand side. Kouassi, lovely first touch from her. And no decision goes the Ivorians' way. So two centre forwards now, Jallo and Connaught. More conventional 4-4-2 rather than a 4-2-3-1 now for Ivory Coast. Boy Hawkler looking for Badu. Amani. Bit of energy and urgency. And coming into that Ivorian midfield. Kouassi. Gets the cross in and wins the corner as well. Well, this is much better. Good response here from the Lady Elephants. So having taken the responsibility, has not missed a minute of this campaign with the Black Queens. Before the corner, there's going to be another substitution from Ivory Coast. Frederic Abragua is on for Connaught. Connaught gave her side the lead, and now Abragua is going to have to do something special as well. She won the penalty against Algeria in the quarter-finals. That's a super header and tip behind. Diakite rose, guided it on target, and Conlon was equal to it. Good football all round, good delivery, excellent attempt on goal and smart keeping. Now go again. And this time it's a Ghanaian head that gets it away. Seri. The referee has paused play with the game underway. Is that because of that? Well, it must be a possible head injury to Susan Dua. He went down holding her head. Here's the effort from Diakite, glancing header. He was creeping under the crossbar. And two good hands from Conlon. So before the Malawi match, we really want to go back to the World Cup. Well, I said earlier, they've got a long way to go if they do. They first appeared in 1999. And they finished bottom of their group. They managed to draw against Australia. They were thumped 7-0 by the People's Republic of China, who went on to finish runners-up that year. And also lost to Sweden. And then in 2003, Ghana, the only time they've actually managed to not finish bottom of the pile, came after they won their only game. Once again beaten by the Chinese and then by Russia. But in their final group game, they defeated Australia by 2-1, a brace from then African Women's Player of the Year, Alberta Saki, who scored a stunning strike from range. And that to date is still the only victory ever by the Black Queens at the Women's World Cup. They did go back in 2007. And on that occasion, well, they fared worse. Played 3, lost 3. Goals for 3 and against 15. Heavily beaten by Australia, Canada and Norway. Well, Dua is not going to be able to continue, I don't think, because there have been signals that she needs to come off. Here's Bonsu's key moment. And she looked incredibly calm, the 26-year-old. And after the tension, the release and the relief. I don't want to see anything to do with head injuries. Dua, based in Portugal with Racing Power. She's only missed minutes when she's taken an injury, as she did against Cape Verde in the group stages. She is the third Ghanaian player to be stretched off. And she will be being replaced. In fact, Ghana are going to make a double substitution. Abena Opoku will be coming on. And not right now. Currently playing with 10. Kouassi. Santiwa concedes the corner. And this will surely give the Ghanaians an opportunity to get their subs on. Opoku is a 22-year-old who's based in India with East Bengal. Just the one appearance so far. And the other player who's going to be coming on is Sharon Sampson, a forward. Is getting on with it in the meantime. Bayi trying to get something on the delivery in the middle. Nyameche, she keep this in for the Black Queens. Unable to do so. Ricos have the throw, and finally now they can make their substitutions. And Nyameche also coming off, and that's who Sampson will replace. Sharon Sampson scored the only goal when these two sides met just under a month ago in a pre-WAFCON warm-up, which Ghana edged by a 1-0. Here they are again, leading by a solitary strike, albeit 2-1 on this occasion. 23-year-old forward based in Sweden, Samson, just like Opoku, who will just slot in to replace Dua. This is only her second appearance in Morocco in these last few weeks. There is an early touch for Opoku. Into the middle it goes. Up rises Conlon very convincingly. That's what defensive unit will want to see, especially with what is on the line. Badu. Oh, well, she raised her foot and it looked painful for the Ivorian who was going in, and Badu is going to be going into the book for that challenge on Bailly. High foot and low head, and thankfully Bailly doesn't seem to be too badly injured. She's holding the side of her head still. Getting a feeling that this might be being reviewed because there was just a hold up. Let's see what's going on here. No, we're back underway. Amani. 5 minutes to go for Ivory Coast to keep their Women's World Cup dream alive. Badu trying to play it back to Boy Hawker, unable to do so. Elo. Yapo. It looked like handball by Kouassi, but they're playing on for now. Elo. Numbers coming forward to the edge of the box, to the skipper Amani, striker goal. And blocked by Princess, who's writhing around on the floor. Well, she struck it well, the Ivorian captain. Princess got a solid block in. It's not Princess, excuse me, it's Portia Boache who did. One captain against another. And she felt the force. And he is feeling the heat. I wonder how much time is going to be added on at the end of this game, because we have had stoppages aplenty. We had the VAR review for the disallowed Ghana goal early on. We had the VAR review for the Ghanaian penalty. There have been several hold-ups. 2 players at least stretched it off in this half. Could easily be 7 or 8 minutes, we will see. There is the equalising goal from Princess. Better to score for a team called the Black Queens than a player called Princess. Boache is the latest Ghanaian to go off the pitch. What it would mean to her if she could see out her career at the Women's World Cup. Unbelievable service she has given her nation over the years. For scant reward. She's never even got to the final. Ghana have been to the final of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations on 3 occasions, all of them between 1998 and 2006, and that was 4 years before her debut. She's been third place finishes, the best she's had. Sampson trying to work the opening. Sampson. Amani. Long they go. Santewa. Badu. Space on the left-hand side for Sampson. Princess on the other flank. Drops the shoulder, looking in for Badu. Diakite. The offside flag goes up anyway. Advantage not played. We're going to bring on Linda Owusu-Ansah, captain of the under-20 side, for the final few minutes. There's a centre up who's going to go off. Plays her football in Canada with AFC Toronto. Here she is, her first touch of the ball. And driving forward. Goes down, but no free kick. Owache back on the pitch, reading that well. To play it into the middle. Opoku, the other Ghanaian substitute, one of many, clearing that away. Princess runs into traffic. Amani. There will be 9 minutes of additional time. I'm not surprised it's so long. So it is going to be a nervy, edgy finish at the end of this Women's World Cup qualifier. Ghana currently on the verge of making it through to the next phase, that is, to the competition. Chopper. Hello. And Simon gets the block in. Boy Hawkler towards Badu. Badu just trying to chest it down, has caught Diakite. I think it's more for the contact on the Ivorian defender than any handball. Looks calm. I'm sure he is anything but. Been involved in women's football for many, many years. 44-year-old Swede. Free kick. She's got to be a bit careful given that earlier yellow. That's deep, and that's surely going to be countered by Conlon and is. Well, that's missed, and here's Badu in for the Black Queens. Can she make it 3? She can't. She gets her shot away. Unable to extend the lead, and a rueful smile from Evelyn Badu. And he's spinning away. Kujo into Badu again. Owusu-Ansah out to Princess. Hello. There's Jallo, who we've seen little of since she's come on the centre forward with the Mimosas. That's loose. Bonsu picks it up. Badu down on the floor. Sampson, who's full of running and power since she's come on, and she's won the... No, she has not. She's fouled her opponent, and it'll be an Ivorian free kick. She gets it back, Sampson. Boy Hawkler. Badu in a bit of space on this right-hand side. Princess to her right. Here is Badu looking for Boy Hawkler with the acrobatics. Well, nice idea. Not the worst effort, but he's going to need something really special and powerful to beat Conan from there. Some finish looking for her second goal of the tournament, having given Ghana the lead against Malawi in Sunday's quarter-final. A lead that did not last long. Temwa Chiwenga, as is her wont, replying shortly after for Rose Kadzere. Sealed the victory for Malawi, which put Ghana into this game. Once again, the whistle blows. Once again, the Ivorians are getting on with it. Fofana. Forward to Kouassi. Amani trying to play it around the corner. Oh, it's deflected. Boache trying to clear. It cannoned and ricocheted off an Ivorian player. Could have gone anywhere. And it came off Abragoa. And in the end, it is behind for nothing more than a Ghanaian goal kick. There you get the wrong end of the pitch for the Ivorians. Countdown from the stands that they want the throw to be taken a certain amount of time. That's nicely done from Elo. Really good run this. They need bodies in the middle. They need a striker goal. Instead they're just running into Ghanaians again. Yapo, who conceded the penalty. Onto her right. Up it goes. Jallo. Jallo was offside. And the momentum will go. Nicely controlled by Jallo, one of the nominees for the Interclub Player of the Year, given her fine role with Mimosas last season. Not what was needed then. Usuansa sliding in. Bailey leaves it and Sampson steals in behind. Well, what a mess that was. And again, Sampson is penalised. Well, she's a tall, powerful figure. And she's incurring the referee's whistle. Fofana. 2.5 minutes for Ghana to hold out. Boy Hawkler. Amani. To Elo. And then, well, she had all the time in the world, Badu. She's panicked, she's now gone down. Holding her thigh. Stand up if you can is the instruction from Bjorkegrid. He just wants them to get on with it. He wants the final whistle to sound. Seri Bonsu looking forward to Owusu Ansah. Connor comes out and instantly tries to send the Ivorians forward. That's a foul and that'll be a free kick. And again, Ghanaian player was down on this occasion. The Lady Elephants just get on with it. No standing on ceremony against the Black Queens on that occasion. Kujo. Elo. Jallo now. And Mani trying to feed it back into Jallo. And now the referee does decide to hold up play in the 9th and final minute of the game. It's the substitute, Owusu Ansah. Running down the clock. Well, Ivorian attention might now turn, if they cannot find an equaliser, to the Olympic qualifiers, which will get underway in October, facing the Democratic Republic of Congo, and whoever wins that could well meet Cameroon in the next round. To make it through 4 rounds of qualifying to get to the Olympics, one of the hardest events on the continent to qualify for. And yet again the stretcher is coming out for a Ghanaian player. She scored the goal in qualifying against Uganda, Owusu Ansah, to get Ghana to next month's Under-20 Women's World Cup in Poland. That will be her next major assignment. For now, though, it is Senior Women's World Cup qualifying, and the competition in Brazil that is on the mind. And he's held that flag all game. So we're in the 11th minute. We do not know how long will be added on, but there can't be much more than a minute of action, I would have thought, when play resumes. Owusu Ansah off the field and receiving treatment. Lima, the South African official, drops it down to Bonsu, whose goal is still the difference between these sides. Seri. Do the Ivorians have one last opportunity in them to take this to extra time? Diakite launches it long up towards Jallo, who gets the flick. And Conlon again gets 2 good hands to the ball. Pumps it forward as the referee puts her whistle to her lips, and the Ghanaian bench storms on the pitch in celebration, because the Black Queens are in contention still to reach next year's Women's World Cup in Brazil. 20 years they have been away for the tournament, and now they will go through to the interconfederational playoffs at the end of the year. Their dream of a 4th Women's World Cup still on. There's still a lot of work to be done. Princess Martha, who conceded the early penalty to the Ivorians, which was converted by Ines Conan, and then she atoned just before the hour mark when heading home from the corner for the Black Queens. And then, with just over 10 minutes or so on the clock, Josephine Bonsu stepped up for the 2nd penalty of the game. Grace Asantewa's effort at goal handled in the eyes of the refereeing crew by Aboa Yapo. 2-1 Ghana win. And the Ivorians, who thought they had been packing their trunks for the next phase of the competition, the Lady Elephants, instead their journey has come to an end. And it is that man side, Kim Bjorkegren, who will be one of 2 African teams into the 6-team phase 1 of the playoffs, and they'll need to navigate that to reach phase 2 if they are to make it to the finals in Brazil next year. Some reward at least for Ghana after a campaign where they failed to make it to the last 4 of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. For Ivory Coast, well, they've been back at African football's top stage for the first time in over a decade and will have learnt plenty, I'm sure. But it has ended in Casablanca with Ghana winning this Women's World Cup qualifier. Ivory Coast 1, Ghana 2.